welcome back to my channel. It's a spiritual enchantress here. I'm going to do a quick routine today to feel good, because who doesn't want to feel good? So if you're ready, let's get started. Come down onto your hands and knees with your hands spread wide beneath your shoulders, knees directly below your hips, tabletop. As you inhale, drop the belly down and take your shoulders back. As you exhale, arch the back up high like a stretching kitty cat. Inhale, drop the belly, tailbone comes up high to the sky. And exhale, round the back as your hips come towards your chest. Do this a few more times at your own pace, really pressing and engaging everything in either direction. Inhaling, shoulders come back. Exhaling, hips come forward. Press your tailbone back to meet your heels and bring your chest towards the mat. Child's pose. Remembering at any time during your practice, you can take child's pose. Finding your breath, breathing in and out of the nose here. Press up onto your knees, tuck the toes under, straighten the legs, bringing the tailbone up towards the sky for downward facing dog. Pedal out the knees, and you can walk your hands forward a bit if you need to take a wider stance. Finding stillness. Pressing your chest towards your legs. Inhale, come up high on the toes. Exhale, heels towards the earth. Inhale, high on the toes. Exhale, heels toward the earth. Keeping your hands spread wide, bend at the elbows, bringing your head towards the mat. Press back up into down dog. Do this at your own pace with control. Coming to just a hover before the mat and then pressing back up. Down and up. Down and up. Keep going, fingers spread wide, nice strong activated shoulders, chest is towards the legs. You can have a nice bend in the knees if you need. Look forward to the top of the mat and walk, step or jump to the top. Find movement in your forward fold here. You can bend the knees alternatively or find one really big bend here. You can sway your arms. Just getting out some of that movement at the beginning of your practice. Take a deep bend, grab the backs of your legs, and then straighten them out again for a nice stretch. Breathe in as you reach up, stand up tall, look towards your hands. Exhale, hands to prayer. Mountain Tadasana. Inhale, reach high up to the sky. Clasp a hold of your wrist with your left hand and reach over to the right. Really lengthening and stretching that left side body. Hips are neutral, abs are pulled up and in. And back to center. Clasp the other wrist. Lean over to the left, really extending the rib cage on your right side. Really lifting your arms up, engaging the shoulders. Feel really nice stretch here. Back to the center. Look up. And release your hands to prayer. Mountain Tadasana. Inhale up high. Bend at the knees, coming down into Uttanasana, chair pose. Make sure the weight of your body is in the heels. And make sure there's not a sway in your back. Find length in the spine. Bring your hands to prayer. Reach out in front of you and open your right hand out behind you towards the right. Looking over to the right. Nice, easy twist here. Keep that bend in the knees and make sure your knees are staying in line with one another. Coming back to center. Reaching out towards the left. Left hand out straight behind you. Easy twist to the left. Abs are engaged, pelvis is tucked forward. Inhale back to center. Exhale forward over the legs, forward fold. So release the arms here. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look up, mini back bend. Exhale, hands to prayer. Ground into your right foot and step your left foot back into a high lunge. Find your position. Drop the left knee down to the ground and sweep your hands up into low lunge. Nice 90-degree angle in the front leg. And scissor the legs towards one another, creating a force, holding yourself up so you're not dumping into the hips. Bend at the elbows, bring your shoulders down your back. Nice engagement in the upper back here, opening your chest nice and wide. Bring your hands straight out in front of you, opening the right arm out behind you towards the right. Easy twist. Either stay in easy twist or you can bend the left leg, taking hold of that left foot with your right hand. Really pressing the foot into the hand as a counter engagement. Really action-oriented position here. You can let go of that engagement. Pull that foot in towards your butt cheek, only as far as it wants to go. Release. Straighten that left leg up. Plant the left hand on the inside of the right foot and open that right arm up towards the sky. Really pressing into the supporting hand. Everything is active. That top hand should be wide open and fired up. Heels pressing out towards the wall behind you. Nice activation in your pelvic bowl. Release both hands to the ground and step the right foot back to meet the left. Press up into downward facing dog. Inhale high on the toes and exhale heels to the earth. Shift your body into plank position. Find your plank. You can drop to the knees if you'd like. Lower down to chaturanga, all the way down towards your chest. And inhale up into baby cobra. Your chest lifts up. Hips pressing firmly into the mat. Working your low back here. Release. Press up into down dog. Look forward to the top of your mat and walk, step, or jump to the top. Inhale, come all the way up, look up. Exhale, bend at the knees. Bring your hips down towards the mat, Uttanasana, chair pose. Remembering weight in the heels, you can lift the toes if it helps. Bring that booty down a little bit further. Activate your pelvic bowl, activate your pelvic floor and your abs here. Bring your hands to prayer. Everything is engaged. And straighten the legs, release. Inhale the arms up, look up, mini back bend. Exhale the hands to prayer. Grounding into your left foot, shoot your right foot back into that high lunge. Lower the right knee down to the ground. Swing your arms up for low lunge here. Nice deep bend in that front left knee. Bend the elbows, cactus the arms, open your chest nice and wide. Remembering that scissoring of the legs with your hips towards each other, squaring off the hips. Bring your hands straight out in front of you. Find length in the spine and open to the left. Left arm goes back towards the wall behind you. Right arm out in front of you. You can bend that right knee this time, taking a hold of it with your left arm. Pressing the top of your foot into your arm as a counterbalance. Press, 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 really engage. And then let go of that engagement. You can pull the heel of your foot in towards your booty for an additional stretch and an opening of your psoas. Release that back foot. Straighten that right leg up into high lunge. Place the right hand on the inside of the left foot and open the left arm up high towards the sky. Really press into your supporting hand. You can tent the fingers and come up on spidey hands if you need to. This is also a wonderful place to have a block underneath your supporting hand if you need it for flexibility purposes. Take that hand to frame the foot and step back into downward facing dog, pressing your chest towards your thighs. Breathing here. Inhale, shift forward into plank. Exhale, press back into downward facing dog. Inhale forward into plank, really pressing solidly into your supporting hands and your fingers spread wide. Take knee to elbow, alternating sides. Slow and with control, you can come down onto your knees and take your knee to elbow in that respect if you need to modify. Both are very active. You're pulling your belly up and in and engaging the pelvic floor. Press your booty back towards your heels and find child's pose. Head becomes towards the earth. Fingers are still spread wide out in front of you on your mat. Lean forward, coming into tabletop. Tuck the toes under and press your feet up into down dog. Stepping or jumping towards the top of the mat. Inhale up high towards the sky. Step sideways on your mat. Bring your feet nice and wide and pigeon toes the feet in. Inhale, come up high and long. Folding over with control at the hips. Bring your head towards your mat. Inhale, find a flat back. Exhale, release the head, coming further into your fold. Inhale, find length, come up on your fingertips. Exhale, release. Inhale, come up high on your fingertips. Exhale, release down. Can grab onto your ankles here if it's in your practice. Otherwise, using your hands in the center of the mat to support you. Walk your hands over to your left leg. You can lift your left arm up high towards the sky for a nice twist here. Otherwise, just staying towards your left foot. Walk back to center and shift over to the right side. Lifting the right arm up for a twist. Breathing here. Walking your hands back to center. Pressing up onto your fingertips, find length. Bend at the knees, bending over towards your left. Straightening your right leg and flexing the right foot. Bring your hands at prayer to the chest. Taking a bind here, if it's in your practice, or staying with your hands at prayer position. Both legs are extraordinarily active here. Take your hands back on the mat, straighten both legs up, and then bend into the right knee this time, flexing the left foot while the left leg goes straight out beside you. Hands at prayer at the chest, pressing your shoulder into your knee. Option to take a bind if it's in your practice. Smiling if you can. Take your hands to the mat, straighten those legs up. And inhale with control as you come up to standing. Shift the toes out into plie position. Bend at the knees for goddess. Tucking your pelvis forward, finding length in the spine, pressing firmly into your hands. Now pulse with me. Breathing in and out of the nose. You've got this. You're stronger than you know. Straighten those legs up. Turn back towards the front of your mat. Come to the top of your mat. Reach up as you inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Heel toes your feet to the edges of the mat. Bend at the knees. Bring your tushy down into a hover. Malasana Yogi Squat. Press your elbows onto the inside of your knees. Straighten that spine. Look forward. Pull the belly up and in. Coming down onto your butt with control. Come up nice and tall and slowly lower down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time. Hug your knees into your chest and rock side to side. Straighten your feet up. Press your tailbone and your low back firmly into the mat and come up towards your toes with your hands. Slight little crunches, pulsing towards your toes. Reach for those toes. Do this with control. We're not jerking ourselves around like a fish out of water. Speed isn't the goal here. Control and movement. Now go up one last time. Hold, hold, hold. Reach for those toes. Keep going, keep going. Reach for those toes. And release. Hug the knees into the chest. Take a hold of the outside of your feet, bringing your knees down towards the armpits here. Keep your tailbone firmly pressed into the mat. Arms are engaged. Shoulders are pressing into the mat as well. Release the feet. Lower both feet onto the mat. Bring your heels just below your butt cheeks. Taking your right ankle onto the top of your left knee. Threading your hands around the back of your left knee and pull your left knee towards your chest. Keeping your tailbone pressed into the earth and your shoulders firmly pressed into the mat. Should feel a nice stretch on the outside of your right thigh here. Make sure to flex both of your feet. And release. Shift your hips slightly over to the right and allow your legs to drop down over to the left. If you find your right knees dropping towards the mat, just use your hand to hold it in place, hold it up. Breathing in and out of the nose here. Shifting back up to center, can release that top leg. Can do a couple bicycles or windshield wipers. And take the left foot and place it on top of the right knee this time, flexing both feet. Wrap your hands around the right leg and pull your knee towards your chest, keeping the tailbone firmly pressed into the mat and your shoulders firmly pressed into the mat. Really feeling this on the outside of your bent hip. This is a great alternative to pigeon pose for anyone that struggles with pigeon pose. Stretches all the same things. And place the right foot onto the mat. Shift your hips over to the left and drop your legs over to the right this time. Your left knee is probably going to want to dip towards the mat a little bit, so just use your hand to support it. Breathing in and out of the nose. And bring your knees back to center. Let your legs come out long and let the feet drop open. Hands down beside you, palms facing open. Close off the eyes for your final rest. Shavasana. Breathing in and out of the nose. Congratulating yourself for your practice. Feeling the sensations in your body. The mantra for today is I take pride in feeling good. I take pride in filling my own cup. Roll over onto whichever side is more comfortable for you. Press yourself up to a seated position. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Remember to like this video if you liked it. Share it with anyone who you think would gain value from this video. And subscribe down below if you haven't already, clicking that bell notification button to stay updated with new content.